a 3-part series, kind of launching product, designing product, and delivering product with Mo next week. Let's talk about hero product, Josh. I just want to make sure that everyone's really clear about kind of what that means, and kind of where this might fit in their business. So, Josh, can you kind of just talk for a sec about hero product? I can draw, you can talk, and then we'll backwards and forwards.
Yeah. Okay. So I love the name, the hero product, to start with, because when I was talking we sort of started this conversation about a year, maybe 18 months ago, about this idea of producing a training product rather than a coaching program, a particular product for the person that you want to be a hero to, right? So they've got a problem that you can solve, and you can take them on the transformation. When you're making a product, you want to make sure that a product has a defined period of time and a defined outcome. And so there's really two of those that we want to talk about.
Yeah, it's like thin thighs in 30 days. Okay, there's an outcome and there's a time. I got it.
Yeah, super easy. So two types of outcomes are: one, you could have a standalone product, thin thighs in 30 days. That's the whole program. They purchase the thing, they get the outcome. Huzzah, everybody wins. Or your hero product could be the first 60 or 90 days in your ongoing coaching program that goes for 1 to 3 years.
Yeah, perfect. So let's just be clear about this. If these are the results that your clients get over time, people start with you here. We can all get people to up here, and the hero product on that journey is really this initial piece. And some of us have it as a standalone piece, a front-end program that we sell. And some of us, like Josh said, use it as the first 30, 60, 90 days of our, almost like the onboarding sequence of our big thing. So just to help me understand kind of your context, are you looking to build or deliver like a standalone front end piece, or is it the onboarding to your big thing? Can you just type in front end or big thing? Both of which sounds vaguely adult, but I'm good with it.
So a bit of both, bit of big thing, some front end. Hayden says front end. Yeah, a combination of both at the moment. Samantha says big thing. Yeah, cool.
So as we design out this product, what we're going to think about is, okay, what's the tangible, measurable result that somebody needs to hit in X period of time? And then we're able to kind of reverse engineer. If that's like, for example, we've got a program that's designed to get people to $15,000 per month. And as we mapped out the program, we were like, okay, what are all the things which need to go, which could go into it? Are there any of them that are kind of nice to haves, but probably they don't 100% need to get to 15 grand, in which case we can just move those over into the later on thing. Does that make sense, team? Just give me a nod if that's making sense. Yeah. Okay, so hero product, I just want to put that into context. Last week together, we designed out a model, and we're just going to do a, like a 5-minute map, build your triangle model. If you've already got one, let's use this to refine it. Here's what we're going to do. If you were here last week, you probably already got this model mapped out. And if you don't, no stress at all. Every program starts with the result in mind. And so in the middle of the triangle, what I want you to do, if you have different colors, let's go green. Put the result in. So this is get to 15K a month. Hero and a sidekick. Sam asked, are you using this to mean the same thing as a signature system? Yeah, it's another way of unpacking signature system. Exactly right. Okay, so hopefully you've got yours done in there. Josh, I'm just going to unpack these kind of layer by layer. And what I'd love you to do is to jump off the top rope and body slam us with any kind of tweaks or mistakes you see people make.
Will do.
Okay. Just the visual of Josh body slamming, I think, is funny. So we're going to go with that. I think I'd snap in half. You would. Okay, so we've got the outcome right in the middle. Then what we want as we unpack this model is, so we start a conversation, whether it's a sales webinar or a video or a piece of copy, talking about, there's this result that's possible for you and that you've been wanting for a while, but there are three blocks, 3 frustrations which are in the way, 3 things which are stopping you from getting what you want. And just remember, everybody hires a coach because they've either got a goal that they want, actually, let's go this hand, a goal that they want but don't have, or a problem that they have but don't want. That, like, we always get hired in the gap. And so I just want you to think about, like, what are the obstacles which are in the way? And so in this kind of 15K a month, the 3 obstacles I identified were underconfident in their ability to deliver, which kind of stops them from selling and marketing. Number 2, poor lead flow. Oops. And number 3, really awkward sales conversations. And so
Can I pipe up and body slam?
Yeah.
What I love about these 3, Taki uses words that the prospect would say themselves.
Yeah,
He's been on the phone call 100 times with prospects, and he said, "What's going on?" And they go, "Oh my God, I feel so awkward on sales calls." And he's like, "Great, that's the word I'll use." Da 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 da. Wonderful.
Yeah. So I'm using symptoms, not causes. As coaches, often we know the root issue. Oh, it's because they have an ineffectual sales process. Bzz, they don't care about that. They're feeling awkward when it comes to selling. So I want you to use the symptom words, not the cause words. Does that make sense, guys? If you're with me, can you just give me some shockers? Woohoo! Perfect. Okay, so if you're tracking along, the question you want to be asking right now is, what are the 3 big things which hold people back from getting that outcome? And number 2, am I languaging it in the way that they would languaging it? You know what I'm saying? Perfect.
You know you're doing this really well if you write, "Hey guys, do you get awkward sales flow?" And they go, "Oh my God, yes." Blech.
How's your lead flow?
What happens?
I've used the word poor, but the truth is they would say non-existent, but you know, that's that. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to go, what do they want instead? So the next level out in this model is we're going to go green because we use green for things that people want, and red for things that people don't, and blue for how do I get theirs. So under confident delivery, you'll be amazed at the depth of this. What we're going to do is we're going to flip it, and they want delivery confidence. That's just a term I made. It's confident in your ability to deliver the stuff, blah, 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 blah. You know, so that you know it's going to get them an outcome, but also it's not going to kill you in the process. If they don't have good lead flow, what do they want? Well, obviously they want leads. What kind of leads do they want? Well, they want hot leads. When do they want it? Now. Perfect. If they've got awkward sales, what do they want instead? Well, they want effortless, maybe it's conversion. So all I want you to do is just go, what do they want instead? And exactly do they want it? I really wish I'd watched this before I launched. I really wish you didn't watch this before you launched, dude. I'd much rather you launch imperfectly and make it more good. Okay. Any top rope action? Josh? Probably unmute.
Sorry.
It's up to you.
Sometimes people write in the red, no sales, and then in the green, they write sales, and that's really boring. So don't do that.
Yeah, all we've done is we've just beefed up the words a little bit.
Yeah, so, awkward sales, effortless conversion. I like that. Poor lead flow, hot leads.
Actually, if you look really carefully, it's hot leads.
Hot leads.
Spoken like
some of those.
You want the hot leads, mate. Adjectives for the win. Perfect. I feel like mine are more sentences. Yeah, all we're doing, dude, is we're just like adjective and nouning, I believe. I'm not good at grammar, but that's what I believe we're doing. I make the excuse that I grew up in Melbourne. Our school burnt down one day and we moved to a portable classroom. And that was the day they taught grammar. And I was very distracted by the new shiny location. Okay, so then we just want the things on the outside. And these could be drawn or they could be said. Delivery confidence, what do they need? Well, I just go, they need to identify the perfect future client and own the transformation. So mine are just graphics, but you could do them as words, right? Next, they need to design their offer and set their price. And then finally, we need to create the deliverables and launch a minimum viable product. Taki from Princess Hill. Oh, exactly right, dude. We were down at the railway, the little railway station for whenever they taught us grammar. Hot leads, Same deal, right? We want to connect with prospects. We want to get them to raise their hand. And then finally, we want to warm up our audience. And so each one of these is just like a verb noun, but like what are the action steps? So you can have, like I've got 3 things for each, or if you want to make life easy for you and for them, 2 steps is even better. I can't think in 2, so I think in 3s, and it just means my stuff is more complicated than it needs to be. Effortless conversion, we're going to qualify by chat. We're going to build trust with a triage call and kind of open the door or let them out. And then finally, we're going to sign clients. So that's that's the outside of the model. And Josh, what I'd love you to do is just talk about kind of mistakes that people make with their blues.
Yeah, there's 2 mistakes that people make with their blues. Number 1 is they put in the weeds process or subject areas. So they might write paid, organic, social, or video, content, and it's just kind of like things. That's very in the weeds. And look, that's okay talking about in a strategy session to say, hey, here's the real tangible things that we're going to do. But or we're going to build a website. You want to steer out of that kind of land, and you want to chunk up and go for more of an outcome that they're like, oh yeah, give me one of those, please.
Yeah, you want
I want people to raise hands.
Yeah, I want people to raise their hands. I want to build trust. I want to sign clients. I want to launch my minimum viable product. I want to own my transformation. They sound like the results that you want. Is this making sense? So before we go any further,
I don't really care how we do it. I just want to know what the outcome is.
Correct. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So before we go any further, guys, I just wanted to pause and check in and find out what's been most helpful. For some of you guys, this will be a review from last week, but I just wanted to find out what's been most helpful. What are you learning and what are you loving from this conversation so far? And we're about to go kind of deep, but what's been most helpful so far? How many words can we use? 2 or 3? Yep. Perfect. Clarifying that the things are outcomes. Yep. Use the words prospect users. Josh's insights on top of last week's session, very helpful. Yep, of course. Focus on the result. When do I use a triangle? When do I use a genius model? Aha. Let's do that. Okay. So we're talking about launching a hero product here. Many of you guys, because of Simon Bowen's amazing work, have got a genius model for your big long thing. And I think that's amazing. I'm talking about launching a separate front end or designing out the first 90 days. And here's the thing. Having two genius models is a big fat mistake because you lose the specialness. You dilute the power of having your 3 circles. If you're cluey, you probably figured out that they're kind of the same thing. They're both models which are 3 things about 3 things. And so this is just a different way to promote it. If you're selling a year-long thing, I reckon your genius model is perfect. If you're selling a hero product, like a front end or just mapping out your onboarding, I think this is better. And frankly, if you're just getting started and the genius model's been a bit tricky, do one of these because it's way easier. You don't have to worry about the intersections as much. It's all just like, it just builds from, you want this, but these things are they, so we want that, and here's how you get there. Does that make sense? Josh, anything to add to that?
I agree.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Apart from grammar education, the model is easy to create a course outline. Exactly. So our course outline is basically, we're going to have an opening video or an opening module, which is like, hey, we're here to get this outcome and we want to solve these 3 problems. And we're going to do it by focusing on these 3 things. Part 1, and we deliver this bit, 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's our course outline. With me? So now here's where the fun bit starts. What we're going to do now is we're going to introduce this idea of planets and satellites. And so Josh, what I might do is just get actually, do you want to just kind of screen share and draw it out? Is that easier? Or do you want me to draw? I'll tell you what, I'll do whatever you want, provided I can hear you.
You can draw.
Perfect. Okay.
I unplugged my switcher and I've got to go back to clicking the button on the screen now. It's frustrating as hell.
Yeah, you're so old school. Jeff Talbot says, can I ask, how come clients has a lot of units, like more than 10, if there's only 9 pieces? That's exactly what we're going to talk about right now. So let's just zoom in. Can everyone just do me a favor? If you've got your model kind of loosely designed, can you just tell me what this one is for you? The first one, like part number 1 in your model? Just type into the chat. What's that for you? Identify perfect clients. Okay, same like me, same like mine. Avatar, same like mine. Free up time. Ben, love that. Package my offer. Other Ben. Setting targets, budgets. Perfect. Okay, so whatever that is, that could be one module.
I call it a module personally.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a module.
That's a module, but inside a module, there could be like a couple of different steps. And as we design this thing out, we're going to use this idea of planets and satellites. So Josh, I've just got a blank page right here.
Awesome. Can you, at the top of the page,
yeah.
Can you just draw 5 sort of rectangles at the top of the page?
Yeah, man, I can hopefully do that.
Going across the top?
Yep.
Great. And in the first one, write intro. And in the last one, write outro. So this is how I might set up a module. And a module is one of those 9 things. So let's say the first one that Taki has is perfect client.
Yep.
I would have an intro. Then I might have 3 planet videos or 3 big ideas, 1, 2, and 3. And then I have an outro. So the intro says, hey, welcome to the subject. Here's why it's important. Video, video, video of things that they need to do in order to solve this problem. And then have an outro. And I'd call those 1, 2, and 3 a planet.
Larissa calls them strategy steps. And I like the idea, Josh, that if you think about your 1, 2, 3, it's really like, what's the to-do list? Josh says your online course is really a glorified to-do list. So what's the to-dos? If you broke that first piece into 1 or 2 or 3 steps, how would you do it? Yes, Jeff, there's separate videos. We'll get into that in a sec. So Josh, to take this one level deeper, we've gone identify perfect future client. There's an intro, an outro, and up to 3 sort of sub steps.
Yeah.
Right. So in mine was identify perfect future client, and then it was get clear about your transformation. So I didn't have 3, I had 2. That's fine. And so let's just jump into this. You call this kind of sub-step a planet.
I do.
And that sub-step here is another planet.
That's correct.
So can you talk about planets and satellites, kind of explain the metaphor?
Yeah. So the idea is I want somebody to do a thing. So what's the first thing when it comes to your perfect future client, Taki? What's the first thing that you want them to do?
The first thing I want them to do is to brainstorm a list of potential avatars and choose which one's the best match for right now.
Yeah, great. So that's it. We just want to brainstorm a list of what it could be and then choose one.
Correct.
What we want to do is create a planet video around that. Now, when it comes to deciding your future clients, you, who's a coach that's been around for 10 or 15 years, probably has all of this nuanced knowledge that goes into making sure it's perfect, but none of that is relevant because you're talking to baby turtles and all they want to do is go, it could be one of these 3, I'm going to go with that one. So the only knowledge or information you should give them is directly relevant to helping them do that thing and make that choice.
This is really important. One of the mistakes that we make a lot, myself included, is we teach people everything we know about a topic instead of what they need to know to get started.
That's it.
And so just think the planet is what they need to know to get started. It doesn't mean the other stuff isn't useful. It just means the other stuff isn't useful right now. Yeah. So this is everything you need to know to we're going to get them to brainstorm options and choose one. Okay. I like that. What's next?
Then I would say, are we just working on that first one? Great. And so at the end of that, Taki would say, so here's what I want to do. Now what's going to happen is there's a gap between people finishing that video and actually getting the thing done.
Yes.
Because there's some blocks and some objections. So Taki, what most coaches do is they would jump on a coaching call and people would just randomly fire those questions and the coach would answer them ad hoc, or they'd make a random video on Facebook and it would just end up lost in the stream of Facebook unsearchableness. So what I would do is I said to Taki, well, what's the sort of 5 or 6 questions that stop people from being able to complete this thing? And he went, oh, well, it's pretty straightforward. And he just said, here's the 6 questions people ask me. I said, great.
So I picked the wrong one. I've got 2 here. I'm not sure which one to choose. Can I really make money teaching people how to do handstands? And so each one of those.
I'm not sure what the answer to that is yet.
I'm not sure either. I've seen it done. I'm not sure how they pulled it off, but I admire it. So for each one, each planet, you're going to have like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe more little FAQs. And so rather than teaching all of that stuff in one video, which makes your video like an hour, Claire says, I bought our course on how to do handstands. You probably bought it from the guy I'm talking about. So we shoot one video. It's 10 to 20 minutes long. That's our planet. And then for each of these little FAQs, we shoot a quick little video. It's 2 to 3 minutes. It answers that piece, and they're like optional electives for people. If they have that issue, they can solve it. So we call this planets in the middle, satellites around the outside. So you'll do the same for this thing here. And they're little satellites that kind of orbit the main thing. Does that make sense, team? Oh, amazing. Planet is straight up action steps, and the satellites are for nuances. Yeah, pretty much. So we're going from big picture, where a hero product fits, to triangle model with some modules around the outside. We've zoomed into one module, which is perfect future client. And inside that, there's going to be a few planets. Then intro through outro with the 3 in the middle. Each of the 3, 1, 2, 3 is a planet.
And a planet would be a single video.
Now, here's why this matters. This is embarrassing for me to admit, team. I like to teach my stuff in webinars live with audience because I like the adulation. And also, I like the fact that if there's real people showing up on a webinar live, I'm going to actually do the stuff. I'll make the content. And so that's amazing for live. And it's really fun if you're on live because we can kind of teach the stuff and then do the activities. It's really cool. If you log into a membership site, like, I don't know, say Black Belt members, and there are a million videos and they're all like an hour or an hour and a half long, is that exciting to jump into, or does that feel a little bit like, oh man, it feels like work, right? It stinks of effort. And so what's nice about this is the videos are like 10 to 20 minutes long at the most, and then the satellites are 2 or 3 minutes long and people can just rip right through them. Cool? Yeah, everything's an hour 15. I apologize. Feels like work. Yeah, usually it's fun.
It's fun live though, Taki.
Live, it's amazing.
It's great fun.
Not live, it sucks balls. Okay.
People often ask me, how long should my videos be? And I say I have 2 attention thresholds. One is the length of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, maybe Ted Lasso. And the other one is YouTube, I don't know how to make something work. So Ted Lasso or Brooklyn Nine-Nine goes for about 23 minutes. Anything longer than that and I get bored.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So my planets are about anything from 15 to 23 minutes. And my satellites, if your satellites go over 8 minutes, they're just like a beast, particularly if they're FAQ questions. Right. So 15 to 23 and under 8.
Yep. Sam says YouTube 8 minutes at 1.75 speed, 100%. So most of my satellites are like 2 to 3 minutes, nice and quick. And the main videos are 15 to 20, maybe 23. I don't know where 23 comes from, but I'm just going to go with it because Josh said it and Josh is smart.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 23 minutes.
By the way, I just want to find out, Brooklyn Nine-Nine people, who here watches Brooklyn Nine-Nine or has? No. If you haven't, I just want to give you one little YouTube video to search for. If you just search for Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Backstreet Boys, it's a quick little clip. It's a cop show. Watch that. It's the best scene of all time. I think you will love it. And then maybe binge watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Jake Peralta for life. That's all I'm saying. Perfect. Okay. So we've got this idea of planets and satellites. And so if we zoom way back up to our triangle model here, each one of these modules might have 1, 2, 3 planets. Might, I'm not saying does, but might have. Some of mine have got 1, some of mine have got 2 or 3. And then you're just going to record these little satellites as they come up. You don't have to record them in advance, but people will start asking you questions. And now we've got a course that people can rip through, get success with, and if they get stuck, they can quickly get they can quickly get unstuck just by solving their problem in 2 or 3 minutes. Are you with me so far? Amazing. Kylie Ryan, you should not have dropped the link to Brooklyn Nine-Nine in there, because I'm really tempted to click it and make everyone watch it, which would be a bad use of our hour. And
it's really so funny.
It's so good. Yeah,
so good.
It's so good. Moving on. Okay, so I think we're good so far. What I'd love to do for the rest of today then is go, how do we build a planet? And then let's make some satellites. Would that be okay with you? Amazing. So let's take your first piece of the triangle, the same one that we just talked about, this one right here, and let's make one of the planets for it right now. So right now, if you just go, Josh, can you help people to figure out which planet to make from that first piece?
Yeah, just make the first one. Like, make one that you love and you know sideways, and you're just like, oh, when people do this thing, it's just like the coolest. One of the things about doing a planet early in the process, I have this thing, is when you're building a planet, you can always talk about something that you've done in the past, but you can never talk about a planet that comes up in the future. You can't presuppose knowledge, but you can assume knowledge of something they've already done.
Yeah.
So you can say, hey, we're going to do some cool stuff later, but don't worry about it for now. But as Taki did at the start of the session today, he was like, I'm presupposing that you've been to last week's session, so I'm going to go through this really fast.
Yeah.
And it would have been okay for him to actually be like, I'm assuming that you have your triangle model, so let's move forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So let's choose an earlier one.
Yeah, let's make an early one. Okay. So we've got this worksheet called the Planet Builder, and Jeff Talbot said, am I doing format for planet? Yeah, you're doing format for planet. Quick little refresher. Every piece of training I make really follows a simple framework, and the framework is, why does it matter? What do I need to know? How do I do it? And what do I do next? Why?
Can I give my version of that as well?
Yep.
Why is I feel super inspired. Like, I'm like, yes, and this is for me. What is, you open up their mind to going like, oh, I've been thinking about this the wrong way, that's why I'm stuck. Open mind.
Open mind.
The how frame makes them get really confident. Oh shit, I can do this. Right, so it's all about confidence. If I just fill in this worksheet, I'll finally have the answer.
Correct.
And the now frame is, I know what to do. I have defined a defined action plan.
Yeah, perfect. So inspired, open mind, confident, and clear. I love that. That's good. So what we might do is, paradigm shift. Exactly right. So what we're going to do right now, if you just take this worksheet and see it as 4 boxes, a why box, a what box, a how box, and a now box. And just to make life simple, we're splitting this aside. What's so funny?
The word what box.
A what box. So a little tip. This worksheet got built off, kind of modeled from the actual sheets I made when I was designing out my program. And I literally just got a blank sheet of paper. The worksheet didn't exist. I just put a circle in the middle for what the topic is, divided into 4, wrote it out, and then I literally put a piece of blue tack, like sticky stuff, banged it just there under my camera. And so I could look here at my cheat notes and record the stuff to the camera. What's the word that goes with why, says Larissa? Taki's head was in the way. I don't like your tone, Larissa. Just dial back your attitude a tiny bit. Inspired is the word. All right. So let's do this. Josh, to make this simple and fun, why don't we, my head is like a planet. Jeff. That's not good. Adam likes her tone. Yeah, kicked out a black belt. Bam. Here's what we're going to do, Josh. Why don't we use me as a demo? If you can pull it out of my head, I'll write. And what I want everyone to do is, as we go through this example, I'll do it. And if you can follow along in real time and do yours, that'd be great. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to pick a topic and bang that in the middle. And so we might just do perfect future client. Is that okay, Josh? Because that was the first one in my thing.
Let's do it.
Okay, so identify, just put your first planet in the center. Identify perfect future client, kind of avatar. All right.
All right.
So Josh.
Taki more.
Yeah, man.
When you talk to baby turtles, let's do frustrations.
Yeah.
When you talk to baby turtles who haven't done this piece of work,
Yeah.
what's all the frustrations, complaints? What do they tell you?
They tell me they are, like, when it comes to a perfect future client, there's probably a few things. When they market, nobody responds. They have got great coaching skills that can help them help everybody, but that's probably more of a mistake. I think the frustrations are marketing is confusing.
Yep.
Number two, I'd say people don't listen or don't respond.
Yep.
And because they don't have perfect future client, they end up having to redo everything every time because they don't have one person they're trying to help. So they're working harder than they need to.
So marketing's confusing. People don't respond. They have to keep redoing stuff, and it's just harder than it should be.
Yep, I think so.
Cool.
So all you're doing, guys, is you're going, what are 3 frustrations that happen if they don't get this bit sorted? And when you deliver this on video, that's probably 30 seconds of video. Cool, you're just going to whip through the list. Josh, is that all right?
It totally is. Just tell me when to start again. I just want to give, I see a lot of people are scribbling.
Great. So guys, can you do yours right now? Yeah, if you don't get this right, these are the 3 problems that will happen. Exactly right.
As you're writing, guys, often what I'll say is I go, look, when I talk to people that haven't done this piece of work, here's what they tell me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
When I talk to people who haven't done this piece of work, here's what they tell me. That's good. Brett Odgers, there's your workbook right there. Thanks, Heather. These 3 problems were similar to my triangle. They totally might be, dude, but we're going to, just so long as they are also the 3 exact problems for the planet we're focused on.
That's important.
Yeah. Otherwise you end up saying the same thing for every video.
It's really boring.
It's really boring.
Cool. Shall we do once?
Yeah. Can I give everyone my secret to once? I just turn my red things inside out.
Yeah. When marketing is confusing, what do they actually want?
What do they want marketing to be simple.
Yeah. When people don't respond, what do they want?
What do they want instead? They want people to get it, want it, and ask for it.
And when they have to keep redoing everything to appeal to everybody.
Yeah, what do they want instead? They want make it once and use it forever.
It's like the one thing works every time.
Yeah.
Which you're the master at, Taki.
Yeah. I'm also the master at making the program, the marketing, and the sales all in one, which makes life easy. Cool. So if you've got your frustrations and your wants done, can you just type in done into the chat just to give me a quick sense of where you're up to? Yeah.
Perfect.
When
you do your wants, they should get a sense of relief. They should go like, oh, that'd be great.
I'm in the right place. Exactly right.
Yep.
That would be awesome. And this is for me. Yep. So then we'll go mistakes.
Yeah. So Taki, like when you look across the industry of all those baby turtles, what do you see people doing that you're just like, oh my God, why are you doing that?
Well, first one is obvious. They are too broad.
Yeah.
And so their stuff doesn't appeal to anybody. James, yeah. James says, do you find the right-hand side of this builder could be good framework for promotional videos? Yeah, dude, because most of our marketing is, it's the same stuff. It's just why you need this and what you need to know, but not how to do it. We call that showing know-how, as in know how. Okay, so back to topic. Mistakes.
For the old school peeps, mistakes turn into deadly sins, and the what frames often turn into 10 commands.
Yeah, exactly right. So good connection. I never thought about that, Josh. What are mistakes? Too broad. They either go too broad or they don't choose. And the other one is they pick dumb niches. In other words, totally people they really care about, but with no money. So I'd say they're probably 3 mistakes off the top of my head.
Cool.
What are 3 mistakes that your guys make around this topic, guys? It doesn't have to be 3. It just is today. Yep, Monica, epic job. Larissa, Josh is referring to a Facebook ad strategy called the Hydra. I wouldn't stress too much about it.
No.
Coop says, if the pro-looking video is the outcome for the planet, looks bad, sounds bad, bad framing with the phone are the 3 things. All 3 together could be in one video that's 20 minutes, or should it be 3 videos? That honestly feels a bit like 3 little planets. How to look good, how to sound good, and how to frame good probably is 3 things to me. Amazing. Yeah, they set wishes, not goals. Awesome. Can you type one of your mistakes in to the chat? I'd love to have a read of mistakes that people in your space make. Set wishes, not goals. That's a great one. What else? They wing it. Their brand is positioned as low quality. They delegate the wrong things. Yes, these are great. What else? They set unrealistic financial goals without knowing their numbers. They assume wrong motivations for behavior. Yeah, their clients are too small. These are great. Addicted to learning, not implementing. Dave, bane of my existence. Poor niche choice. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. So I reckon you guys have done a great job. We've now got the top of the planet designed out. That's pretty epic. Let's drop down to the next bit. So we're going to go do the what piece. In the traditional kind of black belt kind of teach framework, there's 3 big keys or 5 big keys, 5 hot principles. That's great, but we don't got time for that. We've got time for one big idea. Okay, because our main job is to get people into action, not to fill their heads with knowledge. So, Josh, can you kind of talk me through this bit?
Yeah, there's 2 types of people that come into your program. There's people who are open-minded and they're not open-minded. And just because they're not open-minded doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means they might have a bunch of shit going on and they're just scared, right? And sometimes they're just a pain in the ass. But what you got to do in this section is you've got to get people 100% on board and thinking the way that you're thinking, because if you go and to tell them what to do and they're not open-minded to the how frame, they just won't do it. Right. So this is your section to just crack them open, call out their bullshit, have them look at it from a different perspective, whatever needs to happen. So they just go, okay, I was looking at it from the wrong perspective. You're right. Show me how to do it. That's your outcome of this frame.
Yep.
Positioning people to learn. So a cool way to do this is to give people a big idea that just makes them go, and then put it inside of a metaphor that makes them go, yeah, it kind of grounds it for them and helps it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So you did a really good one. What your big idea in this section, what was it, Taki? And your metaphor?
Dude, I don't really remember, but I might just make a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, Josh called it a circuit breaker at the Sensei session. Yeah, it's just like a flip. So I think one of the fears that baby coaches have is, what if I pick the wrong niche? And so the big idea is you don't have to commit to a niche for life, but we're just going to pick a hunting niche. And I think that's my big idea. We're just going to date something for the next 90 days.
Great. Yeah, it doesn't have to be permanent, guys. Just choose something, put some stuff out there and see what happens.
Yeah. So date, don't get married might be my...
Where did you do the net casting one?
Yeah, I did that here. So maybe that's better.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right. You know what? Let's do that one. That's fine.
Yeah. By the way, when we're doing this section, often we'll chuck 3 or 4 around and then choose the best one that's going to work for the most people.
Yep. Okay. So the big idea, most coaches market really, really broad, like they're standing on the side of the ocean with a fishing net, and they throw it out and they try to spread it as wide as they can to catch as many fish as they can. And the shift is, when the net gets spread really wide, what happens to the size of the holes? The holes get bigger, the fish swim through, you don't catch anything. And so that's a metaphor. Don't get too hung up on getting the metaphor right. Just get what's the big idea. Okay.
Here's a really good one here's a couple of awesome ones. There's Rachel Sheldrick does this really cool one in her program. She's teaching people she works with mechanics and she teaches them to get better with their finances. And she goes, now, I know what you're thinking. And so many people say this to me. They go, you want me to do finances, but I was horrible at maths at school, right? And she says, well, I'm sure there was a lot of stuff you were horrible at when you were 15. But guess what? You're a grown-up now and you own a business, so you better sort this stuff out. Like you've sorted out a lot of other things in your life.
That's great. That's really good.
Big boy pants, right? And people go, oh.
Yeah, the thing that I'm trying to find a metaphor is that most people write books that are too big. I don't know about metaphor, but I think one way you can take pressure off people for that, this is something I've thought about myself, is that most people are trying to write the book, the book. And if they just write a book, all the pressure goes away.
I like that.
Yeah, that's been really liberating for me. It's like, let's not write the book, let's write a book.
Do you think that Brad Pitt's first movie was the best movie he ever made? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's, we've got a big idea. Don't use a case study. You can definitely tell a story, but we just want to make sure that there's one really simple, easy to grab hold of idea in this.
Your only outcome is to make sure that they go, great, I'm ready to do whatever you tell me.
Yeah, perfect. Josh, let's go next.
Model. So it's really nice to show a model here just to help people understand. It's like a further way of opening up their mind. There's two simple models that you can use. One model shows kind of like the scope or the territory or the landscape of what you're looking at. And one of them is like a red-green model, which is everyone does this other dumb stuff. Let's do this instead.
Okay,
right?
Let's do those.
Okay, so in this one, what was the model you used here, Taki? Did you use that?
I think I just did a Venn diagram about what a niche is. Yeah, exactly right.
Yes. So that model goes like this.
We're looking for a market and a message, like a who and a what. A lot of people tell me their niche is, I work with accountants. Yeah, that's not a niche. That's a demographic. The niche is the overlap of the two things, this bit right here. And so it's okay that one's broad if the other's tight, and vice versa.
So I need a who and a what. I can't just have one or the other. Great. Awesome. That clears it up for me.
Yeah. And so what we're going to figure out together is who's your who and what's your what. Done.
Yeah. Another type of model might be, hey, 99% of the market do this, a little triangle model with 1% at the top. You want to be the 1%. Or
Simon Bowen invented this. He calls them red-green models. It's basically any model which goes that most people get this wrong and get none of the results, and the people at the top do this other thing. They're in the green part, and so you want to be in the green part, and in the next worksheet, I'm going to show you how to do it.
Without going into model theory, because it's actually just a beast, what is the little picture that you can draw that shows your insight or shows an insight or helps people better understand how to navigate what you're going to show them?
Yep.
Just draw it.
Yep.
Yep.
Full credit to Simon Bowen. I might just draw 3 versions of a red-green model just so people they're not just drawing the same triangle every time, because that'd be kind of a little bit boring. So we've got the triangle, which is like what do the 1% do? You've got a pie chart, which is exactly the same thing. Most people struggle with this. 3% of people, or whatever it is, get this right. What do? They do this. It's the same model, just in a circle. What's another version of this?
You could do the traffic light model, which is your cross with your 2 oranges and a green, if you wanted to add an orange in there.
Yep. All we're saying is, be nice to have a model. Today, we're not going to go super deep into models. If you want to get good at models, inside Black Belt members, search for the model method, and you'll learn how to build great models. That's all I'm saying. Cool. Okay, let's just do a quick pause and a check-in. I want to make sure you're still with me and this is making sense. So 2 questions. First question, what ahas have you had in the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes? I just want to make sure that you're kind of capturing it. What are you loving and what are you learning? Satellites of the FAQ. Yes. Love red, green. Metaphor was missing. Cool. Boil it down to one big idea. Yeah, I need to break my content down into more planets. Yep, process saves massive time. Yes, niche, marketing, meeting message. Yeah, perfect. Big idea and a metaphor. Keep it one big idea. Yes, multiple planets. Cool. It just makes your life easy. I will do this on my small front end, circuit breaking to open up learners. Yeah, structure is cool. Okay, good. Are there any clarification questions we can ask to help you get great at this? Structure prevents me from waffling. What about my step-by-step key points I want to teach? Where do they go? They're going to go into the worksheet in a second. Where does this part go? Awesome. This page goes here. Let me get a color. Boop. It goes here. So to your specific question, Julie, intro, and then 3 planets, and then an outro. This is one of the 1, 2, 3 planets. And your intro is really quick. It's like, hey guys, we're excited about, today we're going to talk about identifying your perfect future client. The next couple of videos are going to help you get really clear about who you help so that life gets easier, blah, 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 blah. See you in the videos. Bye. It's quick.
By the end of the what frame, you're probably at the 7 minutes or 9 minutes.
Yeah. So time-wise, if there's some kind of worksheet that we're going to walk people through here, the bulk of your time is going to be stepping people through the process. And so we want to whip through this really quick. We're going to spend a little bit of time here. Like if we can get through this top quadrant in a couple of minutes, we're doing it really well. We're going to spend as long as it takes, but maybe 3 or 4 minutes here. And then we want to get into here as quick as we can. Cool. And this is just a 90-second, 2-minute wrap up at the end. Is that cool? Josh, are we good?
Yeah, this is good.
Amazing. Okay. So I feel like we've kind of shifted their brain. They're now open-minded and inspired. What a combination. And now we need to give them some kind of activity. This is the to-do piece. So here's what we're not going to do right now is we're not going to build your worksheet. Here, I just want you to write what the worksheet is about. Like what's the process that people would go through? So I would go, it's brainstorm, niche options, pick one. And obviously I'm going to either use or create a worksheet that does that. What's your worksheet or activity going to be about? Are there any mistakes that you see people make with this? Yeah, a quiz could be a good activity if the big idea is insight. If there's something you want them to do as a result of it, I want to be really prescriptive about what I want you to do here. Okay, Josh, what would you say or add to worksheet, Pat?
Yeah, so the challenge or the problem that I see people do here is too many of their worksheets are thought experiments. Yes. And they're not actual things to do. So they're sort of, and it's okay to have thought experiment, sort of think about how things could be, but you got to make sure that you have worksheets that ground people's thinking into a decision when they can then go and take action in the real world.
Yeah. So the question I'm asking is what I want them to do with their hands.
Yeah.
What are they going to do here? Yeah. If your course is really a glorified to-do list, what's the do?
To put this
if what I want them to do is on video, is this where I demo and or show an example? And they go, yeah, it's probably give them the script for the video or the 3 steps you want them to do before they shoot the video and shoot a video. And then their homework is shoot the video and comment it below so we can have a look and give you a high five and tell you how great you are.
It should give them confidence to do the real thing in the real world. There has to be a thing that they now go and do in the real world. Yeah.
Perfect. So what I want you to do right now is just type into the chat, what's an activity or a task that you could build a worksheet or an activity around? Type that into the chat. And as they come through, Josh and I are just going to spend a minute or two just looking at them and giving you some constructive feedback to make it great.
Yep. Can I clarify a comment too?
Yes.
Sometimes I'll have a Planet video that will just, like I've got a Planet video that says, we're going to do a big, fat, deep brainstorm on all of the challenges that your client has. And it is a thought experiment, the whole worksheet. But then I use all of that data to turn it into something that they then go and have to do. It's just so big that it needed its own planet.
Yeah.
So it has to be connected to a real action.
Yep.
All right.
Ben says, I want people to do a time audit, but this takes time and they need to come back to the result. What's the best way to deal with that? So your job is to start the time audit. Ben, Josh, why are you pointing at yourself?
Oh, because I want to talk. There's two types of time audits. There's the really fast one, which Taki does, and there's the one where you track every moment that you do for 15 minutes. So I would draw a spectrum
2 weeks.
and I'd say, hey, there's two types of time audits. There's the Taki time audit, and there's the one that would make Taki want to shoot himself. The Cyril time audit, I call it.
Yeah.
Which is a friend of mine, Cyril, that would actually sit down for 2 weeks and track every 15 minutes of what he's doing.
Yeah, it sounds like.
And so then I would build two versions of that time audit and say, do one of these two or somewhere in between.
Is that cool? And you could get them to do the quick and dirty one right now. And then the next video could go, here's how you do the deep one. And for the next 2 weeks, I want you to do that.
Yep.
Cool. And if you don't want to do a quick and dirty and you just only want them to do the big one, then that's totally okay. Give them the tools and get them to do yesterday's and they can fill out the first step. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, these look great.
I like Cyril.
I like Cyril as well. I'm just never going to do a time audit like that. No one likes Cyril. That's hilarious. Perfect. Okay, that feels great. So let's land the plane. We've just spent, I don't know, 5 or maybe 10 minutes walking people through the steps in the worksheet. And now we're going to land the plane. So at the end of the video, we've got 3 pieces. I want you to remember this, do this, and look forward to that. So remember is just what are the top 2 or 3 takeaways from this video. And so remember, we're just going to date our niche. We want our niche to be narrow, fishing net, and it's an overlap of a who and a what. Cool, they're my top 3 takeaways. What are your top 3 takeaways? Can you write them into that little box?
Nicely done, Taki.
I had plenty of practice, dude. I've shot like 50 million of these in the last month. Amazing. As soon as you're done, type the word done in so I know that we can move on.
What I love about those 3
Hang on, did you just see Shane's video? A stormtrooper just walked past, a really little stormtrooper.
Oh,
do you see that? Shane, can you bring the stormtrooper back?
Love it.
Ha!
Dum, 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 dum,
dum. That's right. Thank you, stormtrooper. Keeping us safe from the threat of invasion. Perfect. So we've got 3. Love that. Okay, so then actions. This is just what you want them to do and how you want them to report that they've done it. So it's pick niche, pick hunting niche, and comment. I did mine in a Facebook group to make life really easy. Comment below your, I help this person with that problem statement. Okay, so this is just what do you want them to do next?
How many comments did you get on that post, Taki?
Oh, I think there's like 400 or 500 people have done their homework. It's epic. And then next, this is just like a little sneak peek to my next planet. So next, we're going to work on the transformation. Whatever your next planet around the bottom of your triangle is. Yep, Shane with Stormtroopers is building Death Stars, not planets. Yes. Shane's family is on the dark side of the Force, for sure. Okay, let's just pause. Have a look at your sheet here. Does that look like a pretty well fleshed out piece of training? Actions include doing the worksheet. Yes, include doing the worksheet. Because when you're teaching it, you're not getting them to do it step by step. You're just kind of explaining how the worksheet works in a couple of minutes. You're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Cool, great. So what I want you to do is fill in the worksheet and comment and take a photo of it and drop it in the comments below. Any tips for making a good worksheet? Yeah, man. 2 tips. Number 1, there's a training inside Black Belt called the Worksheet Builder. And if you jump into the Black Belt member site and you search for worksheet template, you should find some pages or Microsoft Word templates that you can use and kind of just edit the title and go from there. Cool. Only 3 actions, less if possible. Like ideally, it's like fill in the worksheet and then comment it below. All right, Josh, we've got a planet. Next week, we're going to talk about how to deliver the planet like an absolute boss. I'm just going to give you a sneak peek. One thing that really helped me. Then do the satellites build into completing the worksheets? No, complete the worksheet is the planet. Imagine that this whole thing should be a self-contained unit that doesn't need any other explanation. And if people get stuck, you can answer the stucks in some satellites.
Don't mention satellites. Just stay out of what ifs. This is a 0 what if section. It's just like,
our job is to create clarity and certainty and not open up, like you don't want to drop questions that make people have momentary freakouts. If they have the freakouts, we'll deal with them in the satellite, but we don't want to create freakouts here. The job here is that they're really clear. They feel really confident they can do the stuff. Hey, Larissa, can you just unmute and tell us what that means?
Yeah, I was in a group recently and I presented to them, and the host got them to take a photo of their work done, and then there was a spot prize for everybody who completed the work and showed, so just accountability and made it fun with rewarding them with cool prizes. I thought that was a cool idea, and I might steal it.
Yeah, exactly right. Whether they get prizes or they get something else, I don't mind. Let me show you an example. One of mine. So here's the video. Download the program pathway, which is basically the same triangle that we just did. Here's the link. Show us yours in the comments below when you've got a draft, so we can raise a glass and toast your awesomeness. And there's 128 people's screenshots below.
Amazing.
That's what we want. Does that make sense? Super simple. All right, so we've got a planet. Some questions are going to come up. Question. Thoughts on creating my final 5 modules? No, dude, just do this for the next 5. Have some fun with it. It'll give you some practice. It'll be fun. Clients aren't going to get upset at all. They're not going to go, hang on a minute, you're teaching me different. The outcomes are great, but I don't like this shift in styles, Jeff. What are you doing? You're messing with, that's never going to happen. Cool. All right. Perfect. Josh, can we, I'd love to do satellites in the next like 12 minutes. Can we do that?
Sure. Satellites are easy.
Yeah, satellites are super easy. All right, man. So we've got a blank planet builder, so you can build your next one. And obviously it's digital, so you can just copy and paste the page as many times as you like. What I did as a little hack was I just hand drew them, and I literally just stuck them under my camera just there, so I could kind of look at it while I was delivering the stuff. And I had my cheat sheet notes there, so I didn't have to go, and da, 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 da. Cool. Let's talk satellites. These are a few different categories of satellites that Josh has kind of invented. Why don't we just do the first one first? Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, let's do FAQs. Yep.
Can you just like 2 FAQs, like 2 questions which might come up as a result of doing this? Just in this box, what are 2 questions which might come up? For me, one of them was like, how do I pick if I've got like 2 really good niches that look great? What are 2
types of FAQs?
Okay, cool.
These FAQs, I need this answered before I get started. And the other type of FAQ is I tried it and then this happened and I need to know the answer. So there's like pre-implementation and post-implementation FAQs. The first ones to install are the pre-implementation FAQs. Get those done first.
Yeah. So what are some questions which might come up before implementing said thing? How do I find a 3PL? I don't know. Hopefully that's not a question for me, because I don't even know what a 3PL is.
What's a 3PL?
I thought that was the gold robot in Star Wars for a minute there, but it's not. C3PL. Our third-party logistics. Amazing.
I thought exactly the same thing in that moment, Taki Moore.
Perfect. So write down some a couple of FAQs. No, it's totally fine. So a few different kinds of satellites. We're going to shoot your FAQ one in just a sec. But that's the first kind. Questions that I need answered beforehand, or I've tried it and I got stuck here. What do I do about it?
What if I pick the wrong niche by Jeff? That's a classic, right?
Exactly.
That one.
Yep. Perfect. Josh, can you just whip through the other categories?
Yeah, principles and insights are, sometimes people get really stuck on the process. They go, oh, I didn't get someone who's exactly what you asked me to do, so I can't move forwards. And you go, like, I'm working with a guy that's asking people to wake up at 5 a.m. And people go, oh, I'm a night owl. How the hell do I start getting up at 5 a.m.? It's like, look, the principle is I ask people to get up at 5 a.m. because they keep telling me they don't have enough time in the day. So 5 a.m. is a simple way to solve the problem. But if you get up at 7 a.m. and we manufacture you having enough time in the day, I don't actually care when you get up, just as long as you don't feel like you can't get stuff done because you don't have enough time. So the principle is get enough time in day. The practice is 5 a.m., but the principle lets them be flexible with your practice, because people think, honestly, people take for granted what you say. Get up at 5 a.m. Oh,
I got up at 5:02. Is that okay? Yeah, perfect. Anecdote.
I just did one.
Yeah, so that's like, that's like
an anecdote's like a little story that's relevant to the topic.
Yep.
Taki does anecdotes all the time. Oh, guys, this thing happened to me once upon a time. But once upon a time, yep.
Yep, perfect. Deep dive?
If you want to geek out about something, because you're a geek.
Yeah,
okay,
this
guys,
is like when you drop your
these three settings on your phone, on your camera, James Cooper. Let's talk about ISO for 7 minutes. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Application adaptation.
Hey, I told my clients to do this thing, and then this really smart cat took it and did something else with it. Maria went, took something that you do and then just made it freaking awesome. And
yeah, she did like free plus shipping book offer and made it $7 bundle.
Yeah, and then did it and put the payment page on the same page as the landing page, and whoop, crazy things happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Case study. This is just like a nice piece of proof.
Yep. Or testimonial.
Proof testimonial. Perfect.
Yep.
Be nice if every planet had testimonials.
Yes.
Cool. Live performance and commentary.
I've got a guy I work with named Brent Ilicic. He's an auctioneer. We filmed a bunch of his auctions, and then he just sits there and does a director's cut and talks over the top of them and says, see what I'm doing here?
Super nice. Next steps.
Just telling people, like in the planet video, sometimes the first next step is go and implement the thing. And then they come back and ask a whole bunch of other questions, and you go, great, now that you've just done it for the first 5 times, here's what to do now.
Yes. I love it. One of the things that I do in my satellites is drop seeds for, so what I've done is I've just given you like the simplest, easiest to implement in black belt. We take it deeper and we da. So I'm like seeding next levels as well as next steps.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is we're just going to FAQ, and we're going to pick one of your FAQs, like how do I pick niche, whatever yours is. We've got a great framework for the FAQs. And I just want to say that all I do is I type the question on a slide and ask the question and answer the question and then hang up. So there's a framework for it, but you don't need to use it. If it's a 2 or 3 minute video that answers the question, it's golden. One of the things that I've done, let me just kind of bring it up here. Oops.
Catherine, I'll answer that question after Taki does this, which is how many satellites do I recommend?
Yeah, so I've got a, here you go. What to do if you're not good at shooting perfect videos in one take? That was a question. Like, my videos suck. How on earth are you? Okay, great. I just answered that. So what should I do if there are 2 niches I love and can't choose? Question mark.
I'd like, what should I do if there are tenacious I love?
Oh, tenacious. That's good as well. Perfect. So I just like put a slide like that. And hey, Team Taki here. I got a great question. A few of you guys have got, you've done the niche worksheet and it looks like there's 2 options that both look really good. How do you choose? Well, I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Jeff says, get a coin. Exactly right. And then I go, great. We're going to get a coin, heads, tails, and we do this coin toss activity. And that's a 2-minute video. I just like start by ask the question, answer the question, and then land with, And that's what you do if there's two niches you love and you can't choose. And that's my video done. So do you want to just, by the way, production value on the satellites doesn't have to be amazing. You could totally shoot these on your phone. And so why don't you just take 2 minutes right now, grab that FAQ and just shoot a quick little dirty satellite right now. Josh, is that okay if we do that before the framework?
Yeah, 100%.
Amazing. So great. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put 3 minutes on the clock starting now. I want you to actually grab your phone and actually shoot a quick little FAQ video right now. So please grab your phone. You're muted, so we're not going to know what you're saying. I just want to see people holding phones and talking at them, or at least pretending to humor me. That's fine. Okay, so you got 3 minutes. Ask the question, answer it now, go. Well done. That was pretty easy, right? Pretty easy. So yeah, shot one terrible video. That's, by the way, giving your client, there's two things I do when I ask clients to do the stuff. One is I always give them an emotional hook. Like if you look at the little thing that I typed in just before, it says,